Go ahead.
Okay. Did Caitlin have a welcome to the NBA moment the other day?
Did she have I think all rookies have a welcome to the WNBA moment. I think it's, it's the best women's league in the world. But I thought she did extremely well. I thought she competed and she wants to win and she was just going to do whatever it took. And she just plays so hard, so competitive.
Lou, go ahead.
You mentioned, I think, after the game about better spacing on your offense. Is that something that we're going to see today, a different kind of approach that you could have changed in the last 2 days?
Yeah, I think the main thing is they had, I think, 66 shot attempts and we had 50, and that doesn't give you, a good enough opportunity to, when you don't have as many opportunities, you're not going to put points on the board. And I think we just have to do a better job of moving, spacing, and attacking, getting downhill. I think we only had like 6 or 7 downhill attacks in that game, and that's what collapses the defense. So we really focused on that yesterday.
Go second row there.
Lindsay Chanel, USA Today. Christie, how important is it that Caitlin stay out of foul trouble? It seems like when she has picked up 2 quick fouls, goes to the bench, she just kind of gets out of rhythm. And how do you've talked a lot about trying to get her used to the physical side of the game offensively, but how do you make sure she understands how the physicality works on defense so she can stay on the floor?
I had to go back and watch those fouls a couple of times. I just didn't really see, what they saw. But yeah, I mean, that does take any player out of their rhythm when they have to leave the game, and first game of the season, emotions are high. So she was really frustrated sitting there waiting, for her name to be called again.
Chloe, go ahead.
Yeah, Lexi didn't get into the game on Tuesday. Just how you see her getting into the rotation, or how you see her fitting into the team moving forward?
Yeah, Leslie's been given her roles. We had a role meeting, and she is bought into doing whatever that this team needs, and that's what she's going to do. When her number's called, she's going to be ready.
Christie, how do you compare your own pregame emotions now in year 2 compared to year 1?
It starts with what we established last year. Gives me more confidence with what we have in that locker room, and then to add what we did in free agency and then in the draft. But it's just, I keep talking about, and I talk about with our players, can't get too high, can't get too low. I mean, this schedule for us is tough. Some of the, the best teams in the league we have right to kick this whole thing off, so it's just got to make sure that we just not get too high or too low and able to bounce back and have the mental toughness that we need when things aren't going our way.
Christie talked about, not riding the wave too much and trying to stay even keel. With Caitlin, every game she plays is a referendum on basketball, her or whatever. How have you maybe talked to her, or others talked to her, just about the mental fatigue of that? She's dealt with it, but now it's obviously on a bigger stage.
Yeah, we meet every day just to kind of go through. I've really expressed to her how important it is to make sure she's taking care of her body. I mean, these games come in every other day she just got off a college season, and that's really tough. She's already, went all the way to the Final Four. Her body was, probably really, really tired, and to go into playing against the best players in the world. So it's about recovery and what she needs to do to be ready for the next game.
Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach. I was wondering about, in terms of some of her passes the other day, do you think it's sort of a calibration, thing where something obviously that worked college-wise has to be just you have to recognize it just a tick fast, or you throw it an inch higher or something, that it's really about calibration as opposed to the play she was making was the right play. She's just got to calibrate how she makes it.
No, I think it's the process. I think it's the chemistry. I think it's playing with new players. I think it's timing. So that just, that doesn't happen overnight. And we've only had a couple weeks, 13, 14 practices. So that, to me, that's what, they will learn each other and figure it out, and we'll just keep getting better.
We've got a few on Zoom. Andy Lipton. Andy, you want to start?
Thanks so much, Ryan. Hi, Christie. Andy Lipton with Leading the Break and Room Hoops Guru. Hey, Christie, watching the game the other night, it appeared to me that when she didn't have the ball, Caitlin really didn't cut to the hoop much. And I thought that made it a little bit easier to kind of deny her the ball and maybe reduce the wear and tear on the people guarding her. Just wanted to get your opinion of that assessment.
Yeah, I think she's like everyone else, learning and figuring it out. And we're just going to keep working on that, getting better at that, understanding spacing, looking to run her off a lot of screens, stagger screens, kind of take the heat off of her a little bit with the ball in her hands. But she's able to do all of those. But yeah, I think, again, that's to the timing and understanding of the teammates that she has now out on the floor, and then just them getting to know each other.
Thank you.
Go Matt Cohen. Matt, go ahead.
Thanks, Ryan. Hey, Coach. How are you?
I'm good, man.
So in watching the game the other night, I was looking defensively at some of the breakdowns, maybe schematically, going under screens on shooters, some miscommunications with, fighting through screens and switching and whatnot. With so little practice time that you have, how do you make those defensive adjustments through gameplay?
Yeah, a lot of it is at halftime of that game. I know you're talking about the Bantam screen we went under. That's just, in the flow of the game. We just, you're going to make mistakes, but we just have to show these guys and show them on video. We have to use that tool because we can't get out and practice as much with every other day of having a game. So we utilize that. My coaches do an excellent job. We watch team video and individual video.
You got one more. Taka, you want to go ahead?
Thanks, Ryan. Just following on from that video talk, Christie, how valuable is that to you watching it with the team, especially when it comes to development and accountability?
Yeah, video stings. It can be, it doesn't lie. So, the very first time we watch video every year, I tell the players, like, this isn't we're not trying to throw you under the bus. Like, this is how we get better. And, they've been really, we try to make a theme for every game with what we thought we needed to work on. And we kind of find ways to put those themes together. And for us defensively, we needed to work on some things where we weren't consistent with our pick and roll schemes and our pin down schemes against Connecticut. So able to show them, and again, it's not fun when you see yourself doing what you're not supposed to be doing, but it makes them think about it, and I think it helps them get better.
Anybody else? Bob, got one more.
Hey, Christie, how do you balance? I mean, Caitlin's been so accommodating with the media and everybody else. How do you balance her off-court responsibilities with her on-court? And are there some people that you spoke with to help you balance and guide her?
Yeah, this is such a new thing. There's never been this many people in this media room, right? So we're all kind of trying to figure it out ourselves. Ryan and I talk regularly. I know he's talking to the league a lot. We just want to make sure that we're taking care of our players, taking care of Caitlin, making sure that, she's not spending time doing things where she's trying to get ready for a basketball game. So this is all new, and we're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, one more here in the second row.
This is just a fun one, Christie, that I've always wondered. How many calories do you burn per game, do you think?
Oh.
And is there anyone in the league that burns more than you? You are more active than any coach, and
yeah,
I think many players, you could argue.
Well, I hope it just feeds off to my players. That's what I'm hoping. I'm emotional, I'm passionate, and they know it. And yeah, I can probably, I don't know calories, probably 10 to 12 pounds a season is kind of where I usually am.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Coach. Joe's walking around. Whoever wants to start, let's start right in front of the mic here.
Hi, Caitlin. I know you watched a lot of Sabrina when you were in high school, one of the players you watched a lot. What's it like sort of have that experience going against her and obviously another great point guard in Courtney Vandersloot? I know you want to beat them, but is there some excitement just going against those players?
For sure. Like Sabrina was definitely somebody, like I remember buying the Pac-12 network because like as we know, the Pac-12 network, we're not even sure if it's a real thing. It's not a real thing anymore, but in high school, it was hard to find in the Midwest, so we found it though. But she was definitely somebody like I loved watching, and obviously Oregon recruited me. So when I went on my visit there, like Sabrina was around the whole time, and you just got to see how genuine of a person she was, on top of being the best basketball player in America. And I think just the way she took Oregon to become a powerhouse, like obviously that's something I loved, and that's something I wanted to do at Iowa. And she continued to support me throughout my college career, like was always reaching out and congratulating me and being really supportive. So And her shoe is pretty comfortable, I will say that too. So it's cool getting to go up against her and somebody that I idolize, and obviously Vandersloot, like somebody that's just been a staple in this league and has been tremendous and one of the best point guards of all time. So for me, it's definitely like a little excitement for sure, even though I'm competing against them.
Stay in front row.
Hey, Caitlin, with, the big billboard of you outside, the pregame party outside too, just how much is the outside excitement and energy feeding into you surrounding this home opener tonight?
Yeah, I think you can just like feel it. Like it's just like a great buzz. People are excited. Like when I was driving here, like people on the streets in fever gear, like you can just feel the buzz and excitement around this team, not only for this game tonight, but just the entire season. And obviously we're going to have our hands full tonight with, one of the best teams in the league, but you can't ask for a better home opener. Like this is what gets people excited matchups like these. So I know our group's ready and prepared. And for me, like it's fun. Like you look around, you soak it in, and you can't really script it any better.
Stay in the front row.
Kate, I'm Lauren Moss from WNDU in South Bend, but I'm a Hawkeye. So thank you for everything you've done for the university. I have a little video from some of your friends at the Children's Hospital that I've been working on. I would love to show you. Do you mind?
Sure. How long is it?
30 seconds.
Okay.
Sorry. If you want to hit play.
Oh, cute. Too bad you can't all see it.
Sorry, guys.
Aw. Oh. He didn't want to say good luck to me. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's very sweet of you. I appreciate that. I like that. That's amazing.
Yeah. Hawks.
You got to get the dogs in there next time too. The therapy dogs. Those are my boys.
Caitlin, I know it's only been a couple of weeks, but how have you been able to balance the responsibilities that you have off the court? I mean, you're talking to us, 3 times today?
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. I love you guys, but woo! I think we need to cut that back. Maybe Kathy can help me out.
You got that, Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about it.
But how have you tried to balance those responsibilities with what you're here to do, what you're paid for?
Yeah, like this is my job. Like it is my responsibility. So I think it's just something you accept, and it comes with it for every single player, whether you're talking to the media or not. Like this is something we all have to do, and other players around the league are doing it too. So it's the same for everybody. And at the same time, like I'm lucky, and for me this is fun. You guys keep it fun. I mean, I feel like you know everything about my life at this point. Like I don't know what more there is to say, but I guess for me, like basketball is my main priority, and all this kind of just comes with it. But yeah, I think more than anything, like this is just your job. It's your responsibility, just like all of you and your jobs and your responsibilities. It goes the same for me.
Go third row and back.
Caitlin, your first home game in college, I think there were like 350 people there, the pandemic.
Yeah.
Do you have any memories of what your emotions were that night when you were starting your college career? And does that feel like yesterday or forever ago, or a little bit of both?
It feels like a little bit of both for sure. Like it feels like I, just began my college career, but at the same time, that does feel like forever ago. So I think it's a little of both. I think the emotions going into that game were just like an excitement. I think it almost played to my advantage that I was getting to play in front of nobody. Like you don't have the kind of that added pressure of the environment and the crowd that you're trying to navigate as well as navigate the game. So I think that helped me in a way. But I think it's like the same coming in here is like just the excitement of getting to play in your home arena for the very first time in your first WNBA home game. Like that's only something you get to do one time. The excitement, the buzz, the family I will have here, the friends I'll have here, getting to enjoy that with them. So yeah.
If we could attempt to matriculate the microphone over to Ben Pickman there, that would be wonderful. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's
That's
a great
a
word.
good one. That's a good one, isn't it? Ben, go ahead.
Yeah, in the back here. Caitlin, you said on Tuesday pregame that, that was up there with one of the best moments of your life. I guess reflecting on Tuesday, was that one of the best moments of your life? And I guess how do you compare the moment you're about to encounter tonight?
Yeah, it was still obviously great. Like, I don't beat myself up too much over one performance. Like, I think that would be a little bit silly. Yeah. Do I wish I would have played a little better? Absolutely. But at the same time, like, I have great perspective on everything that happens. And I think the same in my college career. There were some moments that were absolutely amazing. And there were some moments where I was not happy with how I played and how I performed and how my team performed. But, that's just life. That's just basketball. I think, like I said, like, giving yourself some grace, like, yeah, I was frustrated and I knew I could have performed a lot better. But at the same time, like, that's my first WNBA game. Like, it's a great learning opportunity for me against one of the best teams in the league. And for myself, like, yeah, maybe like individual-wise and team-wise, it didn't go how I wanted to, but the memories from that game, and like, it'll always be something for me is like where you play your first WNBA game at. Like, it'll always be at Connecticut. Like, that'll just be something that you remember and cherish. And hopefully looking back, like, my 10 turnovers will be something that I can laugh about when my career ends. And hopefully I clean it up a little bit. But yeah, I think that'll be something I remember, but also my first home opener will be kind of up there and just the same, for sure.
James, go ahead.
Caitlin, obviously you're in a unique position, a lot of attention when you play. I always want to ask you, are the games freeing for you? Because it's only so many people that can be on the court or around you during those moments. Like, does it just give you a freeness to just go hoop?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I feel like it's kind of where I show my creativity. Like, I don't feel like I'm a creative person, but like, when you think about it, like, basketball is like a way to be creative and like express yourself. And I feel like that's kind of been, something over the course of my career that I've realized, like, it's somewhere where you just go out there and you just play. Like, you don't think. Like, it's just kind of like a second nature to you and what you do. And I think that just is because of how long I've played this game, how much I've studied this game, how much film I've watched, how much time I've put into it. Like, to me, it's like I'm not really thinking out there, and that's when I'm at best. When I'm just playing basketball, I'm not a robot. I'm just, playing and letting the game come to me and kind of just being free-flowing.
I think we got two in the back. We'll just forget the mic. Zach, go ahead. Yeah, just let it go. Okay.
From a practical perspective, the turnaround from the L season to the W season seems just absolutely insane. What is it like being playing regular season games this soon afterwards? And also, does Ryan deserve a raise?
Of course, Ryan deserves a raise.
Thank you, Zach.
I don't make those decisions, though, so you got to talk to somebody else. But I think, the turnaround, obviously it's not like ideal. I'm not like, I don't want to come in here and play games right 2 weeks after, but at the same time, like, it is what it is. It's been the same the whole time we've had the league. It's been the same for every other rookie that's come into this league. So it's not anything that's like an excuse or, something you don't want. Like, I think it just is what it is. And at the same time, like, you're kind of just thrown out there into the fire, and like, maybe at times that's probably the best way to learn. Like, your first game's going to come at some point. There's only so much of replication you can do in practice of, other teams and game environments. So I think, like, at some point, like, the best thing is just throw them out into the fire, play your first game, play in loud environments, play against other teams, aggressive defenses, stellar offenses, and that's really just going to be the best way to learn. So I don't think it bothers me too much, but it is definitely different.
Anybody else back there? Got two more in the back. Whoever wants. Owen, go ahead.
We were talking about your college career a little bit, Caitlin, and the few years that you went from freshman to senior. It turned into, the women's team was the one that was selling out arenas, and the men's team had a lot harder time filling up Carver Hawkeye while you were there in this last season. As I've driven around Indianapolis this week, I see a lot of Pacer stuff around, maybe not quite as much Fever stuff around the city at this point. Is it kind of your hope or goal or objective to kind of start doing the same thing in this city, where you start seeing a lot more Fever shirts and hats and posters and signs and stuff all over the city?
Yeah, I think for sure. Like, I think the more, across the board the WNBA can grow, the better it will be. I never feel like it's like a competition of like, we need to beat the men. Like, that's never what it is. I think it's just like, we can be on the same level that they've been at, whether it's the college level, whether it's the professional level. I never think it's like a competition of we need to be better. Like, it's a, why can't we be up there, right there with them? Our game is just as exciting, and I think it'll obviously get to that point. I think our talent level is just becoming more and more. Obviously, expansion is going to help and be great. The more we play on national television will be great. But yeah, the more Fever gear we can get across the country, the better. Why not? Let's go. I think we should give it out for free.
Oh boy. We got one more in the back there.
Mm-hmm.
How is that preparation process different than college, going from game to game to game?
Yeah, I think it's a lot more like mental preparation than anything. Like, in college, like, you usually have like an off day and then you get another 2 days to prep for the next game. Like, you don't have that here. Like, you get home at 4 a.m., you come to practice at 2 p.m., like you're prepping, you're getting ready, you're watching film of the night before, then you got to watch film of your next opponent. Like you only have, so many hours, but at the same time, that's the same scenario for every other team. Like it's not like anybody's getting the short hand here. So I think more than anything, it's just a mental preparation. You got to take care of your body. You got to watch more film. There's only so much, physical stuff you can do on the court as a team and as an individual. So I think that's just going to be the biggest adjustment is, taking care of your body and taking care of your mind, but also like almost playing the game in your mind before the game actually starts, because you're not going to be able to do that on the court during practice.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.